Coloradoans know school meals matter.
Coloradans know school meals matter.
Coloradoans know that school meals matter.
Coloradans know school meals matter.
Coloradans know how important school meals are to the future of Colorado. Back in August, I received an email from a mom when she took her gross income in the household and she subtracted from it the cost of paying for breakfast and lunch for her 2 children in school. Her income now allowed her to qualify for reduced meals. Our elementary kids pay $3.25 for lunch. Our high school kids $3.75 for lunch. They're enrolled in school 170 days. So when you take that number and you subtract it from what she was earning, she now qualified. That to me was the moment where I said, this system is somehow not working to the benefit of families in our community.
I am certain it saved lives. I mean, this is such a game changer for our families and our students. We all know we have families with such significant food insecurity that they would have been going without. For families, it's just one less thing to worry about when there's a lot to worry about these days.
It's really telling how much we don't see unless we ask or unless we provide. And the amount of people who showed up to pick up food for their families and their children in the middle of a pandemic is very telling, that they were willing to come out of their home and take on that risk because they needed that free meal.
With school meals, kids sometimes feel like they're being judged if they qualify for free or reduced meals, and so they choose not to eat because of that. One thing that I think was really nice under universal meals with USDA was that all kids were able to eat and not have to worry about being judged because they were eating.
In the last few years, we saw an increase in participation significantly. We previously hadn't had breakfast at all of our schools, and we implemented breakfast at every school, which really helped bring access to any student who needed it. And in that process, we saw a 60% uptick in our participation with breakfast. And we also saw a 30% participation uptick at lunch.
Participation, especially at breakfast, was about 60% higher than what we're serving now, mostly because it was free to all students and currently it's not. Lunch also was probably about 40% more than it is currently, although we have changed our menus, so we have seen a little bit of a spike in participation. But we expect to see at least a doubling of our breakfast and a pretty substantial increase at lunch.
We did see quite an increase in meals, especially because of the fact that the parents who had younger children who were like pre-K and younger could come to the school and get a meal to go for their kids. You know, like that was one of those things that even though parents might not be in a position to afford daycare, they could still feed their children, you know, and not have to worry about that extra cost or extra burden. This is for kids, you know, like, and whatever we can do to make things better for them is what we should be trying to do.
I grew up in a family with 7 kids. I know there were many times that we went through the ups and downs. I feel blessed every day that I can work in this community and help those families and those kids receive the nutrition that they do receive.
It's definitely a job that makes a difference, especially in a community like in Pueblo, where, you know, hunger is a real thing, and being able to feed the kids. You know, it's all at the end of the day, it's all about how can we feed the kids? We can push the kids through the line all we want, but if they're not eating what we're putting on their plates, then all we're feeding are trash cans.
It would be really helpful convincing parents that it is a very good thing and that their kids are going to be getting nutritious meals that is worth the time and the money for you to not have to worry about that extra cost of having to put together a school lunch for your child every day. Parents just really need to give it a chance. There are a lot of kids that are picky eaters, but a lot of them are only picky because they've never been given the opportunity to try anything different.
We've partnered with a local Pueblo farm, specifically Millburger Farms. They have a processed frozen Pueblo green chili product that we can then use in the schools in order to make a pork green chili.
We have provided students 6th, 7th, and 8th grade with the Fresh Fruit and Vegetable Program through grant funding. Just this morning, I received a text from a 4th grade teacher in one of our buildings thanking us for the pink pineapple that she received in her classroom after the students finished their CMAS testing. What a delight it was for those kids to have this amazing, fresh pink pineapple.
This week, the yak and the lentil stew, we've got students that have already come up to me on Monday and asking, oh my God, is it gonna be real yak meat? And I'm like, yeah, we wouldn't put it on the menu as yak if it's not real yak meat.
The quality of the food, the freshness of the food, the cultural sensitivity to families is just night and day from where it was about 20 years ago.
I'd like to make a direct correlation to the increase in test scores and graduation rates. There are certainly plenty of factors involved in getting kids to graduation. But having access to a nutritious meal during their learning day isn't hurting them. It is certainly improving their odds of being able to focus in their classrooms.
This is specifically from a teacher. My student who receives breakfast seems significantly more alert and engaged when he arrives at school. He genuinely looks forward to breakfast, and he looks forward to it each morning. When he returns, he seems more awake, more focused, and more present than he used to be in the morning. Additionally, while eating one of his first free breakfasts at school, he said to a staff member, "This is the first time in a long time that I have felt full." That is exactly why we do what we do, and why having healthy school meals for all in Colorado is so important, and we're very excited to move forward with it.
The help that we're going to need will be, number one is going to be staffing. We've already have about 14 positions that we've designated that we're going to post here in the next month. I want to attract individuals that are out there that are socially minded, that want to come in and help be a part of this school meal revolution that we're going to be under in the next few years.
So I'd like to see more detailed information go out before the program is fully implemented. I would like to make it more widely accepted. It's been a challenge getting people to understand why it's important. Going forward, I want it to become more normalized that this is the right thing to do.
I hope to see more and more students dining with us and the stigma around school lunch changing.
So my hope is that every student takes advantage of the opportunity of being able to eat school meals for free, and that the meals they eat can help students be more focused in the classroom, which is really what matters. That they're not focused on being hungry, but rather being focused on learning.
The hope too is to reduce the burden on parents. They can send their kids to school and know they're going to eat today.
The thing that I want community members and parents to know is that participating in school meals is not for poor kids. It's about creating a community around how we access food. It's about valuing our time when we come together to nourish ourselves. 8 hours a day, you send your kid off. You want to trust that they're being cared for. This is everybody's right. Everybody's right is to be nourished.